So if you're going to show this, these are some metal cabinets. We're going to restore the apartment area here and make it look like the 50s. So 50s furniture, 50s flooring, 50s cabinets. So I was at an estate sale and I was able to find these cabinets, and they let us buy them. So we loaded them up on our truck, brought them here. We're going to get them powder coated and put in the kitchen, and they fit perfectly in here. So we're really excited about that. That's from 1954. So I'm gonna get my raincoat. This is the office area. We finished this part first so I could have a place to work.
Well, what I like is seeing some of the artwork that's in here.
Yeah,
nostalgia.
So Price Youngman, that was the first in a series that he did drawings based on the Moonlight. It was some Americana series, and that was the first one showing people getting in the trunk before they go through the ticket booth to try to load the car
down.
Yeah, and this one is in that series as well. And Beth McCoy brought that, and she said that a situation that she had when she lived in Chattanooga when she was growing up. She went to the drive-in with a boyfriend who was not really a boyfriend, but he ended up being a real jerk. He was laughing at some other people who were pulling away with the speaker still attached to their car, and he was laughing at them, and he was actually doing the same thing at the same time. So you can see the look on her face is like, you're doing it too, you know. So she actually, Mr. Youngman gave her two prints. Her husband's car is one of those cars. I think the one with her sitting in it, that's her now husband's car, not the same one she was on a date with. And her son and his girlfriend were the models for the picture. So it's neat to hear the story behind even the picture. So Mr. Youngman's son is coming here on Wednesday, and he's bringing some framed prints for us, low number signed, and we're going to buy those and put them in the concession area.
Well, you speak about taking the speaker off. When the Cavalier Drive-In had been closed for many years in Lebanon, before they were doing the kind of bulldozing over and filling in everything, where now there's trailer sales for modern Chevrolet. We had one of those. My dad and I went out and dug up one
of the speakers,
and it was in their side yard for years before that house sold.
Well, that's all I can think of in here.
Right.
Out here we're doing construction, so I don't know if it's raining or not, but oh, you want to be on TV?
Hey, how are you doing?
So we want to make this like a front porch area. We took the metal poles down that were here, and we're just going to build back like a little deck with it looks. We found pictures of a house from 1949, and we're going to make the front porch. It look like the front porch there. Let's see. So we're working on this. We did get a neon entrance sign, but we're going to have to paint those black wires to yellow so they won't show. But we had it made just like the entrance sign that was there before, and we've redone all of the ticket booths. We had painted in 2016, not realizing the historical significance of leaving things the way they were. We painted that, and so we were able, thankfully, to get the paint off of the booth so we could keep that.
It's just amazing to look at the colors of the of just the masonry work.
Right.
And that's one of those things that you forget about that time, that there was so much intricate detail that was put into things like that, carried over as well onto the main structure.
So some of the things we just had to kind of put up a door or whatever. We've got other doors that we're going to get for these side pieces. We had the screen tower scraped, primed, painted, and it looked good for a while, and the primer failed. So we're in the process of just refacing it with metal. So they've gotten that side done over there with the boom, but we're working on getting the rest of this. We just decided to reface it and not paint it.
Because I know you all pulled down all the lettering totally reworked
Yeah,
it,
we did.
and then put that back up.
Yes.
So that, like I said, I can remember the day as far as with everything being lit back up, kind of the countdown to the
Having the
relight.
stars twinkling again.
Yeah.
That moon is 7 feet tall.
Wow. And I remember when Barty was here that they had the play faces there in the moon.
Yeah.
With the logo with that. So it's great that it was available to use during that time, but the ability to be able to come back out and see a movie is going to be amazing.
Yeah. The first thing that we were so excited to do was to get the marquee redone. It's been completely reinforced. I mean, it is steel underneath, but some of that was starting to fail, so it's all been reinforced, refaced. The letters, we had about 7 letters were completely gone. They were just missing, so we had to have those fabricated using the ones we had as models, and so they fabricated those and painted them and refaced all of that. And we're in the process of getting our Wagner letters. We have some that were still here, but not enough to, if you've seen some of the things we've put on the thing, we have some big letters and some small letters and abbreviate things to try to have a message there with the letters that we had. Some of the letters are actually pieces of cardboard painted because we needed a Y, and so we had to make a Y out of cardboard. So we're expecting the last 2 shipments of those letters.
And those, you said those letters are how much a piece?
The letters, I think they're $40 for the big ones, and they take a day and a half to make.
That's
one letter, and they can only make them one at a time.
Yeah.
So it's taken months to get the letters made, but we should have all of them by the time we open.
Well, I can remember there were many years kind of in between with the property that it was like, hey, there's one side that looks okay, and there's one side that looks like it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
So
that was the one that had the 7
to
letters missing. All of the frames are in there that the letters hooked to. We had to get those all made, and then the plastic sheeting that goes over and the lights and everything's been. I don't think there's a area on the property that has not been touched in some way since we've been here. So all the fencing, there was only a couple of sections of fencing remaining. This one had fallen down in 2016 when we were here. On the other side, the fence was still there, but we've refaced that, but we've put fencing all the way around. And we wanted to keep it the corrugated metal because that's what it was originally. It would have been cheaper to put a wood fence, but we just want everything to look like it used to.
So this was originally held how many cars?
The newspaper article that we found from 1949 said 500.
500.
We counted, right now we have 454 if you just count 2 cars between each pole. But there's other spots you could put, so we could probably get at least 500. And you could have parking over here, bring a chair, come over here and watch the movie and not even sit in your car. So we've got fencing all the way around, basically 3 sides. There's the embankment there is kind of a natural barrier. Yeah, a natural barrier. And it is fenced in, but not with corrugated metal. We may eventually add that side, but right now we're not.
So we don't have to worry about speakers being pulled off anymore. The technology's changed.
Yeah, it's FM transmitter. We would like to put some speakers down on the poles here in the front, but we found we can't do the original type speakers because there's a lag in the sound. Mm-hmm. So we have to put some that with FM radio inside the speaker. So we're working on trying to get that. That's the original screen from 1949.
So still not resurfaced, nothing,
no,
still the original screen.
Just been scraped and, well, not scraped, but pressure washed and painted.
It still looks basically pristine.
Yeah, we had to caulk some of the, in between the lines, but it's really in good shape. We built an area over there because the fencing was gone. So over there's a storage area and the dumpster behind that fence. Hidden in the fence, yes.
And this is what you were talking about as far as the reverse grade.
Yeah,
being able
you can, they're just angled, so you could go that way and be, facing the screen, or back to be able to look at the concession.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of, again, you're just used to pulling up a certain way.
Yeah.
You're not used to.
And the thing too, we've been to a lot of drive-ins just doing research, and some of them I'm like, it just looks like a parking lot. It's just all gravel, nothing pretty about it, but people go, there's one place we went, they have 5 screens, and just to try to navigate through the parking lot, I'm like, I'd be so confused. There's big barriers and stuff, and I'm like, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful spot. And so we increased the size of the concession. We can go in there.
Yeah, let's go.
It's just under construction. We're waiting. Our windows for the side doors are coming this week, so we're going to get windows put in those side doors, but we're going to have them tinted, heavily tinted, so the light from inside the concession doesn't come out and interfere with people watching the movie.
And the addition of the deck gives a nice other area to be able to sit and relax, whether it be for music or for movies.
Right, and we want to have this space, that people can rent. Like they have a family reunion and they want to bring their family and, have rent the deck area or whatever. They can do that. Birthday parties, we've got some seating areas inside, for like birthday parties and stuff like that. We're still working on our...
figuring out all the grading.
Yeah, still working on the grading. Trying to figure out how to not have this kind of stuff. So we had to order a special window for the laser projector. And so during the movie we'll have to block off a section so we don't want anybody to lose an eye with the laser projector.
We're not doing corrective surgery with the lasers. We're only for movies. So that whole screen comes from that one little...
Yeah, this window is where the projection will come out to the screen.
So cool.
Yeah.
All the way to there.
So I had my 40th class reunion here, and we had our reunion out here on this deck. And Express AV, Steve Bailey came out and let us borrow one of his projectors, and he set it up just down there, and we watched a movie that one of our classmates wrote and directed.
Very neat.
So this is the addition. So that was that original outer wall, and we built 12 feet out on each side, and it's we're about to finish with the roughing in of the electric and the plumbing and everything.
So this addition will be used for what?
We're not sure what we're going to do with this room. If it's just going to be a break area, or if we're going to use it to actually serve some, like have candy or something that you could not have to go all the way in the concession stand to go and get your food and stuff. So we may do something here. Right now it's planned to be a break room. And then through here, this is where I was talking about the concrete ceiling. This is all concrete. And when we get all this cleaned up, it'll be storage. That's the things we had to put in for the concerts, the special wiring for them to hook all the sound, the equipment and everything in.
So it obviously takes a lot of power to make all this happen.
It does. I kind of dread to see what our electric bill's going to be. But we've got our security cameras. We're trying to get that all in now. We had to build this platform so the projector will sit on this platform, and we'll have like a little office area in here for the computer to run that basically controls the projector. And then there's a bathroom back there that we're gonna continue to have as bathroom. So this was the projection room. There were, because when the 35 millimeter films were here, the projector took up a huge space there, but the trays, that the platters were huge. They took up a lot of room here. We have those in storage, so we still have them. But there was an area, because the projectionist had to stay with the projector.
To be able to swap over.
Yeah, all the time. You didn't want to leave it unattended, or who knows what would happen. You'd have a big mess. In fact, when we were here in 2016, one of the trays was not spinning correctly, and so we had to sit and the whole movie spin it by hand to keep it from the movie from going all out in the floor. So that was interesting.
Well, if you've ever rewound a VHS tape that came out, I'm sure that you know the
would feel a lot
frustration. Just
worse.
imagine that by 1,000 times.
It would have probably filled up the whole room. So, this will just be a little washer step there. We got wires everywhere. So this was originally the men's restroom, and there's no lights in there right now, but the tile is still there. We want to have that same color tile in the new men's restroom. And I was kind of upset that when they were clearing that all out, they broke the trough urinal that was in there. I thought I could have used it for something. It would have been interesting. So this is the new men's bathroom. This will be the new men's bathroom. And this will be a seating area for birthday parties or whatever. We're going to have tables and chairs that look like they're from the 50s.
So heavy retro part. And this is what I can remember more of coming into this area, and probably a lot of
Yeah, so the door was here, you'd come in, and we've got a picture of what it looked like in 2016. We're going to change the way it is a little, originally it was like a cafeteria style, so we're going to do that a little differently. We'll have where you can line up here and to order and get your food and then come out, and we'll have self-service drinks, and your condiments and everything will be back here on this wall. So there'll be 2 lines coming through. And then the kitchen is completely gutted. Because when we came in, the ceiling was on the roof was on the floor. So we've built out, so we've got storage back here. Back there, there'll be the wash area with the sink. Will be back in that other. Then we put a door back here for a service entrance for people, when they come to deliver food and supplies, they can come in through that service entrance. And it looks really rough now, but we had to bring it up to code. So we had to put floor drains in. The walls are going to be, the kind of material that you can clean very easily. And we've already had the health department out here. They've approved our plans for how we're going to set up the design. And everything will be up to code. So you can feel safe eating food from here, because once it's done, it's going to be pristine. And then the new women's bathroom is here, and it's going to have like 8 stalls. So you can tell that it's a woman-owned business, because we make sure the women's bathroom is adequate. And the old women's bathroom is in here, and then the mop area. This is the area that will have like the museum part on half of it, and then we'll have some seating on this one. So this will be a smaller seating area, but it'll have the projector out here, the pictures that Price Youngman drew, articles that we found. We may even put a TV up here, just loop some of that stuff on a loop. And we're going to have some TV screens in this area as well. And we can sell advertisement and have it, continuous loop for advertisement. And like I said, we've got our new windows coming in through here. New sidewalks. And we're working on getting all this. We're going to bring this out, the dirt out a little bit more. they went a little bit gravel happy. And I'm like, you took all my dirt. So we're gonna work on that, get our grass growing, and we're excited for all the progress that we've made. And we tried to keep even the material that we used. Mike Pullis from the Department of Historic Resources came and looked and said, as long as we keep, the materials that were available during 1949 to keep that historical value. So of course, metal, we have it everywhere, corrugated metal, and then just the board and batten. So it's all still historically accurate to what was available at that time, the time that it was built.
I know with it being on the National Historic Register that it's an important location.
Yeah, we just felt like we wanted to keep it as original as we could. Even I'm not sure we're going to get any kind of tax breaks or anything because there's a lot of paperwork to fill out that we didn't fill out. So, but we still wanted to do it as if we were getting that because we wanted it to be historically accurate.
Fantastic. Well, Renee, thanks so much for taking us around and showing us the Moonlite. I know everybody's excited that's watching this. May can't come soon enough for these spots to be full of cars and the screen to be shining bright.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.